Bonjour et bienvenue à Learn French with Alexa. Today, folks, I would like to conjugate the verb parler in the past tense. When I mean past tense, I mean the passé composé, an action which took place in the past and is gone done over with. Now, parler, which is a first group verb because it has er at the end, means to talk, but it also means to speak. Okay, so we're going to use a few examples once I've told you how to conjugate this verb in the passé composé, in the past tense. In order to form the passé composé, it's quite simple. Just add the auxiliary verb in the present tense of the verb to have, as in I have, you have, and add what we call the past participle. In this case, parler, parler's past participle is parler, not with the er, but with an accent on top of the E. Here we go. And that applies to all the ER verbs, by the way. So that will help you a lot to conjugate other verbs, okay? You do it exactly the same way as I'm doing it with parler for all the regular verbs, ER verbs. Here we go. I spoke or I talked would be j'ai parlé. I have talked, I have spoken. But remember, and I have pointed that out in other videos before, that we do not translate I have spoken, I have talked, okay? We would say I talked, I spoke, okay? So here we go. J'ai parlé. Yeah? Tu as parlé. You have spoken. That's the only way we say I talk or you talk, yeah? Remember that. Il a parlé. Elle a parlé. On a parlé. And we talked, as in we have talked or we have spoken, would be nous avons parlé. Nous avons parlé. Vous avez parlé. Vous avez parlé. Ils ont parlé. They have talked or they spoke, okay? And elles ont parlé, they have spoken. Again, they spoke or they talked, okay? But it also means they have spoken. This is the plural feminine, by the way. Elles ont parlé. Okay, so let's have a look at it again. It should be very clear and very simple. It's quite simple. You apply the rules and then it should work, okay? In this case, for a present tense, a regular verb, er, all you have to do is drop the r, add an accent, and put this auxiliary to have in the present tense before that in order to form a past tense, okay? Here we go. J'ai parlé. Tu as parlé. Il a parlé. Elle a parlé. On a parlé. Nous avons parlé. Vous avez parlé. Ils ont parlé. Elles ont parlé. And obviously the z sound you hear is what we call a liaison. We've got to do it because il and elle or nous or vous have an s at the end. And if the word following that begins with a vowel, then you need to pronounce the s sound. Okay, but we say z sound. Okay, so if I were to put this into an example, I wanted to say, well, he spoke French in France, random. You would say, il a parlé. Remember, he spoke will become he has spoken. So, il a parlé français en France. Or you could say le français as well. Il a parlé le français en France. Ou j'ai parlé le français en France. Ou j'ai parlé italien en Italie. J'ai parlé espagnol en Espagne. Ok? J'ai parlé chinois en Chine, etc., etc. Now, another example, you could say, j'ai parlé, again, à ma maman au téléphone. Have a look at that. J'ai parlé à ma maman au téléphone means I spoke to my mum on the phone. Well done, quite simple. And au being at the telephone, literally speaking. But obviously it sounds a bit weird in English. Another question you could ask someone. Tu as parlé français en France? Did you speak French in France? Or as-tu parlé français en France? Okay, now parler, to talk. Tu as parlé français en France? Oui, j'ai parlé français en France. Oui, j'ai parlé français en France. Okay? And the last one, ils ont parlé ensemble. Ils ont parlé ensemble. Now, if you look at ensemble, it means ensemble, but it means together in French, okay? Ensemble, quite an easy word to remember. So, ils ont parlé ensemble. They talked together. Or they spoke together. Remember, talk, spoke? The same as talk and speak. Right, well, that's it for me. What I'd like you to do is write a few sentences using the word parler, or the verb parler, and leave a comment just right here. And I promise you that I will read your comments and try to answer as many as possible. Okay, that's it for me. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will be kept updated by what goes on and learn more and more and more French, okay? Hopefully, you and I will be able to speak fluent French to each other. That would be lovely. Au revoir, à bientôt. Bisous, bisous.